everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Job Majestic, our Majestic Talk. So, is there anybody online already? Perhaps you could just say hello to us. We're going to start our show shortly. Hi, Stanley. Hi, Stephen. Good to see you again. Sammy. Hi, Ray. All right. Hi, Thomas. It's you again. Nice to see you. Actually, today our live show is going to talk about how to text effectively or how to text better in our life. Because we all know that social networking is getting more and more common these days, especially during this lockdown, where we can't go out nowadays. So that we all seems like have to heavily rely on social media to make new friends, to build rapport and to build connections. But however, I feel that there are not so many people know how to text effectively. For me, myself is I actually received a lot of sales messages from different industry asking me to purchase the products from them. But very often I feel that this kind of messages, right, it could be much better because very often when I read the messages already, right, it doesn't make me feel like want to buy the things from them. And also, I think this topic is a very important topic for us today because knowing how to text effectively, it is very beneficial to our life, especially for those if you're looking for some methods to enhance your communication skills in text. This episode is really made for you. So please watch till the end to find out more about this from our speaker later on. I believe you'll definitely learn something from this show after that. Or if you guys have any questions, want to know more about how to text effectively, please feel free to comment in our comment section box below and we will answer you accordingly. So the guest that I am going to interview shortly, right? He is actually a friend of mine that we have been knowing each other for about 3 or 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been a long time that I didn't meet him like face to face because of this pandemic. And he is also a sales and communication coach, and he is also a distinguished Toastmaster, and he is also a World English Debate Champion. So I believe with his experience and expertise, he will be able to share with us how to communicate better in text. All right, so anybody online already? Hey, Naveen, good to see you here. Have you shared this live show to your friends? I believe this would definitely beneficial to your friends. Actually, this show is inspired by last week by one of your friends who asked me the questions on how to build rapport with people we do not know online. So I believe this topic is going to beneficial to quite a lot of people. All right, so let's straight to the point. I would like to welcome our guest, Kenny from EduSpeak. Hey, Kenny.
Hi, you can just make Kenny from Penang, Gao Tim.
No. I still have to introduce you a little bit so that the audience today's right will understand more about your background. Perhaps you could introduce a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Hi, to all the audience in the live, right? My name is Kenny, and I'm from Penang. Currently, I'm working as a sales and communication coach. If you ask me, what I do is usually I teach people how to monetize their speaking skill. So as long as you can speak, then God actually gives us the ability, to make money. You just need to know how. Right? That's all my introduction.
All right, interesting. Yeah, I believe what you say is true. The ability, knowing how to turn words into thoughts or knowing how to turn words into money is something that we all need to learn, in fact, in these days. Okay, so can you actually, why the purpose of this live show, right, is because I actually noticed that there are not so many people in today's, right, know how to text effectively. For me, it's like if they do not know how to text effectively, basically you are losing some sort of opportunities or advantages because you cannot build reputation, you cannot build connections, and you also cannot reach your potential clients or customers effectively. And then I often feel that there are a lot of people always tell me how to actually start a conversation with someone that we do not know, especially in social media. No matter it's Facebook, Instagrams, or LinkedIn, very often we feel like we want to talk to that person, right? Maybe we feel that this person might be beneficial to my business or career or something. I want to talk to him, but I do not know how to start the conversation. So is there any tips that you can give us?
Okay. That's a very good question, and it always happens to a lot of people. Like it or not, right? Why a lot of us actually cannot present well when it comes to text communication is in our schooling days, our teacher never teach us how to communicate, be it verbal or text. All right. And when it comes to this communication, and because we are lacking of this training back in the school days, so when we come out to work, we usually use the way we communicate with friends to communicate with our colleague or our potential client. So that is a big taboo because when we are texting our friend, we know them well, we know their character, we know their pattern well. So in times when we text, we will use some joke and we'll use some short form. But when it comes to business communication wise, it's a totally different ball game. All right. So how to start a conversation with someone we do not know? Maybe Jess, I can ask you one question. It's like if today you receive a message from a stranger, would you feel safe?
No.
No, right? So this happens, right, to the other party that receive our message because to them we are strangers. So one of the key things when we wanted to start a conversation with the other party is that first don't just send a message hi and then we wait there. Don't do that because by doing that, right, in most of the case, right, people won't reply. Okay, so what I'll suggest is after you say a hi, you introduce hi, you say hi, this is Kenny from which company. Okay, and if you get the contact, if you get the contact from someone else, like maybe someone actually like refer this potential client to us, right? We can even add this into our text message, like let's say hi, this is Kenny from so and so company. We will refer by so and so as he told us you are interested in our product. So when people actually see a name that he's familiar, then he will start to feel safer, and that's where we can start the communication. So don't just just send in a hi and then you keep waiting. Okay, there won't be any miracle by simply just say hi and you waiting. If you want to chase girl, also don't do. If you do that like that, also cannot chase girl already, right?
Cannot. And I agree with you because actually, to be honest, I receive a lot of people PM me by just saying hi, then nothing already. Okay, just say hi, and very honest. To be honest, I don't feel like I don't bother to reply. Very honest because. It's not because that I lazy or what lah. It's because I feel that there are too many scammers these days, and it's not good for me to reply everyone's. It's whoever just say hi to me. So our audience out there, I think Kenny has given us a very good tips. Please don't just say hi or hello just like that. You have to remember to express yourself, your identity. Try to bring out your identity, which company or where you're from, so that the persons will reply you accordingly. Otherwise, or perhaps the person just say hi to 10 persons at the same time. So miraculously, we think, is there anybody to reply them?
Or maybe Jess, I can give another tips lah. You see, I'm a person who like to give a lot of tips lah when I'm in a happy mode. So I'm now talking with you live with so many audience, right? I'm in a happy mode. So I'll just give some further tips. Like for example, when we let's say in Facebook nowadays, we still I think for people by my age, I'm still using Facebook. Maybe young people out there, they no longer use Facebook lah. They maybe use IG lah. But if today you are still using Facebook and occasionally you see somebody, maybe he's very good looking, or you think that hey, this person is a very influential person, so you add this person as a friend. So once people accept our friend request, right? Don't just after receive the after people approve our friends invitations, don't just do nothing. Because we will receive notification when someone actually accept us. So immediately once you see it, you text him. What you text it, say, like for example, I will do is hi so and so, thanks for accepting my friend request. At least a simple one. This can be also a conversation starter. So next time, if someone approve your friend request, right, don't just diam there, do nothing lah. Then do nothing, miracle won't happen one.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. I believe timing is also very important. Whenever we see people accept our invitations, immediately we just say hello. So timing, I believe, in communications wise is also very important. We know we all have to learn how to text or communicate in the right timing. Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, another question is, I think also this question is a very common question. I have been approached by many people about these questions. A lot of people will ask me how to engage with somebody better. Okay, just now we talked about how to start a conversation, right? But I believe a lot of people that do not know how to carry on a conversation. Sometimes, they are nothing better to say, and then we just don't know how to carry on the conversation. So is there any tips that you would share with us how to better engage with people?
Okay. To do that, right, very simple. We don't talk about serious stuff. We don't talk about formal stuff anymore. We can just, talk something which is which I call common topic lah. Which I call common topic. So we just look around, right? What are the hot topic or common topic nowadays?
COVID.
Yes, I mean COVID is no longer hot topic already. Since last year, it's a bit cool down already. Nowadays, people are talking about vaccination.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to vaccination, from here we can actually expand into many subtopic. Like for example, have you get your appointment? Not yet, then you can start talking already, lor. Okay, if they say those already get appointment, right, you can ask them, hey, when Okay, so those who already get the appointment, they get their first dose. You can ask them, hey, what vaccine you get? Those who done their first dose and first dose done already, you ask them, hey, when is your second dose? And even you can ask them, hey, do you face any, side effect after taking the vaccine? Because these are common topic, and a lot of people usually they will talk about this. So these are the things that we can use it to, engage better. Like for example, I think last month or early this month is about Euro Cup. It's about Euro Cup, right? Guys like football except me. I don't really talk about football, okay? I don't really talk about football, okay? So we can also use the football as a topic. It's a common topic to talk about, all right? Now, when we talk about common topic, like it or not, all of us, okay, this is a cruel fact, okay? For audience out there, this is a cruel fact. Like it or not, deep in our heart, we are a little bit, more or less, a bit racist one. A little bit, more or less, okay? So if you wanted to talk about common topic, right, don't mention about sensitive topic. Racist is one thing. Race is one thing. Religion is one thing. Of course, if you want to talk about politics, it's very subjective. It's very subjective, okay? Of course, if you wanted to talk about politics, you need to be smart. You need to make sure the person that you're talking with is not belongs to the is not the supporter of the one who are ruling now.
But
or else, right?
sorry, but because the persons, I don't know him in person, so how am I going to know his preference? I mean, I don't know his politician's preference, and I also do not know that his sensitive point is what. So,
So the best way is don't talk. If you do not know the person well, don't talk. But usually what I'll do is before I meet a person, right? What I'll do is nowadays I would say very, very rare that you will see someone actually they live their daily life without social media. Do you agree that?
Yes.
Like it or more or less, right? Someone they definitely will either use IG, Facebook, or WeChat. So what we do is what if you wanted to find a topic that can draw his or her interest, right? Try to do some research before we start the conversation with the other party. We try to find the Facebook, IG, or WeChat, right? Go into it and see whatever information that is shown public, right? We try to see what he or she likes. So from there, we can dig out a lot of potential topic. So once we know all these topic, right, then it will be a good tips. Like at least we know what we can talk, what we cannot talk. All right. Stephen, I saw there's one audience.
Yeah, stop his or her profile.
You see, Stephen, it is not really stalking, because stalking means, right, you actually, find a way, go and stalk. But Facebook, usually they will just put their info publicly. They will just put it openly. So in a way, Facebook, to me, I will describe it as it's a diary with no secret.
Yeah.
Diary with no secret. So means, right, why he want to put it public? Because he want people to look at it, what? And if we if we can give a like or give comment, the person might they might more happy, but even more happier, right?
Yeah.
So the information is out there for us to go and do some intelligence work lah.
Yeah,
So
I think this is I think this is a little bit similar with what we are doing as a recruiter. Because as a recruiter, right, we call this as a background check. We didn't call stalk. We have to do a lot of background check with our candidates because I believe that somebody personality can actually be reflected by text, by the way that he expressed himself in social media. I strongly believe in that. Yeah.
Yes. And apart from Facebook, right, you can also like key in, like for example, let me take Shanice for example. Let me take Shanice for example. So if I go to Google, I key in Shanice, right? Then I will try to see what are the results that I can find out through Google search. So from there, I will do some data collection, as mentioned by Shanice in the comment box. All right. So I can find out more details about the person that I'm going to meet.
Okay.
Likewise lah, guys. If you want to chase a lady, right? Somehow or other, you also do that job lah, data collection. Now you don't tell me you never do data collection, okay? Oi, come on.
Never, guys who never do data collection, that one sure cannot already lah. Then we'll know probably how's the result already. Actually,
Yes.
it's the same theory. No matter what kind of persons that you are going to talk with, just do as much as some homework, I would say. Then only you can figure out more and more topics to talk. Yeah, during the conversation. I think that is extremely important. Shanice again. Everybody can be an investigator. And Steven,
Yes.
it sounds like tips on chasing girl now.
Well, Steven, let me make it this way. I'm a guy, so for sure I will chase girl. So why don't you see, guys, right? When we chase girl, we know we automatically knows these are the things we need to do. So why not we apply the same job or same function when it comes to our potential client? Okay, let me make it this way lah. Okay, chasing girl, we need to spend money. If you use the same way to find client pay you money. All right. So balance lah, bro. Balance a bit. You you must earn money, ma. No.
Yes, correct, exactly. I think that's also a very common advice that I always give to my team, especially when we approach candidates. That's why we say that you don't use a very serious tone when you talk to candidates. The candidates will never want to reply you in this way if you sound so serious. So you try to be friendly and with some personal touch when you talk to them. So then they will reply to you. So you always need to stand on other people's shoes in order for the persons to reply on you. I think that is a very important theory and mindset we have to possess in order for us to communicate effectively in text.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, and then there's also one question I find is pretty interesting. How to build relationships or rapport with the people we do not know online, I think the question here should be how to build relationships or rapport with people we know and do not know online. Because very often, I think especially during this pandemic, we all cannot go out, right? It's very hard for us to meet our friends. But how can we actually build rapport and build connection with the person that we know and we do not know? So I think knowing how to text is also a very important thing. Yeah, could you share with us how to do so?
Okay. Rule number one. Do not spam good morning, good afternoon, good night message to them, and don't do it daily, please. Okay, don't do it daily. Okay, people will feel irritated, right? If they receive this good morning, good afternoon, good what message, it will feel irritating. So don't do that. Okay, and then the thing is, we must always ask ourselves, what's the purpose we wanted to build rapport with these people? Definitely there's a reason. Find out the reason, right? If let's say this is for working purpose, then okay, that is like maybe for business purpose, that is our final purpose, then we do it accordingly. Now, definitely, right, if to build relationship, I mean, to build relationship, first thing first, it always started with communication. So you guys can actually like refer to the tricks that I shared just now, like say, hi, I'm so and so from which company, referred by so and so. All right. Now, how to continue? How to continue? Again, we can goes back to Facebook or social media. If we're able to find out their birth date, if we're able to find out their birth date, right? Very simple. During his or her birthday, right? Send him or her a text message, right, to wish her happy birthday. Okay. Now, maybe birthday wise is some people they set their birth date maybe as friends only, or they don't even share it out. So what we'll do is very simple. Whenever it comes to public holiday, which is not religion related, like maybe for example National Day, Malaysia Day, Labor Day, right? Okay, send them a message. Okay, but when I say send them a message, don't just create a post, create a poster, and then you spam them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. My suggestion is you draft a message. And then at the beginning, you can say, "Dear so and so, wish you happy Labor Day." Change the name. Okay, some people might say, "Hey, that will make my job, tougher. I need to do a lot of job for this." But again, when it comes to work, like, is usually related to sales. So if you want people to pay us more money, if you want people to give us sales, right, then we should take the initiative. So if we do like like we want to like give ourselves convenient and we use the spam function, then habis already lah. Okay, so this is one. And another thing, right? If like for example, you are dealing with some Malay or Muslim friends, Hari Raya, Idul Fitri, you drop a message, you send them law, okay? Or like what we call that, like Haji, you send them a message law. For Chinese, you just send wish them Happy Chinese New Year law. Try to utilize all this festive season, and you create like short messages, okay? And then you send them. There's even ways which is better. All right, if you know how to create video, like nowadays, unless some people out there who are still using Nokia 3310 lah. Anyone still using Nokia 3310 huh?
Nobody dare to raise their hands up, even though they are using, I believe.
Okay, so in short, right, people, I mean, like most of us are using smartphone already. So try to go YouTube, learn some skill on how to using our smartphone to shoot some short video and video editing. Then at least, right, when we send greetings through what we call that short video, people will feel impressed. Okay, and like especially when it comes to birthday. Like for example, today, let's say today's is Shani's birthday. Okay, I use Shani's example again, right? So I believe, right, during her birthday, she will receive a lot of text message wishing her happy birthday. But what if we can, using our smartphone, right, to record a moment, my corgis. Sorry, guys, my house got 2 corgis, so sometimes. All right, paise.
It's okay.
All right. Okay, so if we can, record a short video, like maybe 5 seconds of short video, and say, hey, Shanice, today is your birthday, so I wish you happy birthday. See you again, blah blah blah, and then you send it to her, which will make people feel touched.
Shanice is very popular today, as I saw. Happy birthday, Shanice.
No bo pian because Shanice, I actually asked her to come to do live for so many times already. She's the one, so I create appearance for her.
Okay, I think she's very popular right now because we keep on mentioning her name. Yeah, actually, I like your tips just now by readings or take the chance to greet people during festive seasons, and that's the things that I always do for my clients, because I want to take the chance to thank them for their support and this and that, so they can remember us. I think that's very important because we somehow have to let people to remember us, right? So that's why I think we have to try to make use of different festives or any opportunity so that people can remember us. So
yes,
okay,
there's okay, I certainly it reminds me there's another thing that we can do. Like for example, you see, when we're talking about when we say we want to build relationship with someone, it means that let's say if the person is referred to our potential client, So we need to do some basic homework. Like for one of the basic homework that we need to do is that we must understand, or we must remember where he or she is currently living or working, the place, the city. So sometimes, right, if we came across with some news, like for example, if there's someone who are staying in Bangsa, and then hey, we saw a news, in Bangsa, it happens, flash flood or massive, very serious accident, right? So if you remember the person is actually staying in the area, quickly send him or her a text message to ask her. You say, hey, Jess, I saw this, from news, I saw it happened, flash flood. Does it affect you? So by doing this, right, people will feel that, hey, we are actually caring about them. Instead of we just text them, hey, do you want to repeat order? Then bye-bye already lah.
Good. That's quite a good tips from you. It made me recall that it made me feel that a good communicator is also someone who is a good observative person as well. Because
Yes.
if you know how to observative about what are the things that's happening today, and this also makes you create a lot of topics to communicate with different persons. So guys, if you are thinking how to enhance your communication skills, right, I think by reading different sort of news, by interacting or talking to different people, so whenever your general knowledge is good enough, and it will also allow you easily communicate with anyone from different background. I think that is
Yes.
also something that's from my personal experience. I believe that.
Well,
Yeah.
talking about maybe some tips that I can share lah. Talking about news, right? If you ask us to read newspaper nowadays, I think most of us doesn't have that habit anymore.
Mhm.
All right. So
Yeah.
what we can do is we can just, because nowadays a lot of newspaper, they will have their own Facebook page. So
Yep.
try to like and follow those Facebook page and make the Facebook page favorite. So whenever there's news coming out, right, it will appear in our news feed. So immediately, when we are scrolling our Facebook, we can find out what is the latest news. So these are the way that how I able to get a lot of latest news through Facebook without need to subscribe any newspaper, or don't have to spend any single cent. So these are the things that you guys can try.
Okay, that's quite a good thing. I think we all need to stay updated in today's society. What's going on? These kind of things, right? You like it or not, also you need to know a little bit. Otherwise, it's very hard for you to start a conversations with people that you don't know. And
Yes.
as what we said, if you do not know how to do so, right, you might be losing a lot of opportunities. Yeah. So just keep ourselves updated, lah. All right. So the questions number 4 is like Oh, well, I think this is quite a good question for me personally, because I often face a lot of people, right? They do not know how to end a conversation properly. Okay, they sometimes they just feel like they want to sign off, or they just want to they have something to do, but they don't know how to end the conversations properly, or maybe they feel shy, or maybe they just disappear just like that. So, is there any tips for a question like this?
Okay. Okay. For example, when we wanted to end a conversation, maybe we can find like find an excuse like, maybe you can say, hey, maybe I'll just stop here today because later on I have a meeting, I have a Zoom call, so perhaps we can catch up again. So if the other party, they are smart enough, right, they will know, hey, this is a sign, we are giving a signal. Okay. But of course, if you wanted to end another way that you can end it properly, you can just tell them, I think today I had a good chat with you today, but perhaps I can chat with you again in some other time in the future. We
Right.
must tell the other party that we wanted to end this in
Mm,
a proper way, and with a polite way. Okay.
right.
And of course, to end it right, always just remember lah, is what I call basic manners lah. Just say goodbye, say thank you, or see you again, or catch up with you
Mm,
again lah. Okay, try to use these phrases. Okay. And
mm,
like for example, sometimes, right, even in daily conversation with our good friends or family members, always
mm,
remember that when we talk, when we're having a conversation with them, especially those who close with us, right? After we get some information or we get replies from them, right? Always end the conversation with a okay or with a thank you. Not just I read the message and I leave it there. This
mm.
always happens to people that we are close with. So try to remind ourselves tak kira siapa lah, family juga or friends also lah. I mean, when we finish talking, right, just just say thank you. Just say thank you or say okay. At least the other person know, okay, we read their message already.
Yep. Yep. I think I need to learn that as well, because we tend to take it for granted for people that they are close to, with us, and very often that we just seen and no reply. So
Yes.
okay, I think we have to make this as a habit or practice. Just say thanks or just acknowledge them for sending these messages, or maybe nowadays we have the button double click is love one, right? At least you just click it, or at least people will know that it's some sort of acknowledgement, I feel. And this is a kind of respect as well. So
Yes.
for those, oh yeah, for you guys, if you have any questions want to ask, right, about how to communicate better in text, or if you have any difficulties right now, or you're facing a situations right now, you do not know how to reply the message, or you do not know how to text effectively, just feel free to comment in the comment section box below. Anyone? So because Kenny is here today, so he can also share with you all how to do it effectively with his expertise. All right, or maybe you guys might do not know how to wrap up a conversations. Okay, in a better way also, you can just tell us your experience, or what are the situations that you ever faced before, and we would love to answer you accordingly. Right? Ellie suddenly says sticker. You mean emoji, is it? Stickers work best. Just now, sometimes a lot of people they don't like to text. They are very emoji person. They'll just put a lot of they'll put a lot of emoji. So you means that? Okay. What do you think? But emoji for me is good because it's quite fun way. It's a fun way to communicate as well.
Yes, no doubt emoji is a fun way to communicate, but there's always a risk, because like for example, if there's a chance, right, that the people who receive this message, they decode it wrongly, they interpret the emoji wrongly. All right. So still, I mean, of course, occasionally we use emoji or sticker. Yes, it's fine. But if we use it too often, right, it might backfire. And especially when it comes to work related, especially when we are dealing with potential client or client, right, try to reduce using emoji, because once people interpret it wrongly, then it might really, I would say, screw up the conversation, and it doesn't look professional when it comes to business communication.
Okay. Oh yeah, Kenny, I saw these Christopher Chong questions. I love these questions. What to do if people ignore your message, they choose not to reply? Oh, this is a very common thing these days. Read and no reply. Okay, so if let's say we are texting our clients, or we're texting our friends or someone we care, but we know that this person read and no reply. Okay, so what should we do?
Okay. To answer Christopher questions, right? Or maybe Jess, you want to pin out his comment?
Oh yeah, sure. I will pin later on. Yeah. So what is your what's the advice? Because I myself also sometimes, quite often that we face these kind of scenarios, like people read and no reply. Of course, we would feel kind of frustrated. Yeah, we're frustrated, but we also have to show our manners, right? No matter how. But also, we are desperately waiting for his response. That is the most important thing, because we are actually desperately need the response, but the person is read and no reply. So what is the good way to actually trigger the person to reply our message? I think that is the key.
Okay, very simple. If it's so important, right, why text? If it is so important, why text? Why don't just we call? Why don't just call? If really so important. You see, the difference between a text message and a phone call is that text message usually it comes with the it usually required longer time for the other party to respond. But if we call, right, it's actually immediate response. So if the person doesn't really reply our text, then we just call it. If really, really urgent, it's like a life-saving or critical moment, right? Just call. All right. Then what if there's people ignore our message? It depends on who are the, I would say, the person that we are dealing with. If today it is your girlfriend or your wife that doesn't reply your message, something wrong already lah, ha. You agak-agak lah, ha, okay? If girlfriend or wife lah. But if it is friend, right?
Yeah.
Friend, like just call lah. Just call if you really think it's important. If you think this is a very important thing, or you need to know the decision faster, just call. All right. What if some maybe some people that we communicate, maybe it's not so urgent. Perhaps, right, usually what I'll do is after, I send them message. This usually happens, right, after we tell people our price. In text communication, especially in Facebook, right, a lot of people, they will ask a lot of questions. Then at the end of the conversation, when we tell them our price, right, and then you will see, they're starting, MIA already.
Yeah.
It's like they will, you can see they read your message. They read your message, but they like put chain already, gone already. So what I will usually do is, I will text them again. Okay, this is what I'm going to text, right? Usually I will just tell them, not to tell them, just in the text communication, I will write this way. Is there any questions or if there's any part that I did not explain clearly? Because I've not heard from you since our last conversation. All right? Or you can just tell them, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Wait, let me think some of the way that I sometimes use. All right. I think just use back the one that I mentioned just now is one of the method that I use most of the time, because we always, like, we need to assume that we did not explain clearly. We did not explain clearly. We assume ourselves did not explain clearly. Then we just text them and we tell them, right, is there any things that we can help you, or is there any part we did not explain clearly because we have not heard from you since our last conversation? Okay, so we can do that. But sometimes, right, some people, they will start to respond after we do that. But yet some stubborn person, some stubborn fella, they will continue to ignore us. Okay, there was some ignore us. Okay, so for those who ignore us, right, what I usually do is 3 days after the follow-up message, okay, I will send them again. I will send them a text message again. Okay, and I will tell them, if let's say we send them in the past conversation, if we used to send some document or info to them, right, I will just send them and tell them, hey, have you go through the information that I've sent to you earlier? The purpose of doing this is to, to lure that fella come out, to start talking.
To remind him.
Yeah, you use it the polite way, I use it the harsh way.
Yeah, for me, it's like we have to use different sort of tactics, right, to make the person's response to us. Like what I like your reply just now is like, is that do not make assumption first. Like what you're trying to say just now is like many times that we tend to make our own assumptions by thinking that person is rude, or by thinking that person is, arrogant. That's why he or she doesn't reply my message. But first of all, I think what Kenny just said is really good. Try not to make personal assumption first. Perhaps the person just busy, or he just miss out the messages, or we just don't know. So what we need to do is we just remind him, or maybe we just check out with him, is there any part that he or she is not clear, so that we can explain further. Or if that is really urgent, just call. Yeah, just make a phone call rather than just waiting and don't know until when. I mean, it might take forever to get the person to reply if you keep waiting. So just call the person straight away. I think that is the most effective way. I think a lot of people not dare to make the phone call is because they are scared. First of all, it's like they are scared that maybe they might afraid that this is not a proper timing to call a person, or so there might be a lot of hesitations inside their heart before they make a call. So I think that is also one of the things that make them hold back.
Another thing is rejection. People are afraid to be rejected by someone else. So a lot of times, right, it is ourselves that actually stop us from advancing. Okay, so very simple. Like today, if I call Jess, if I contacted Jess, if Jess is actually busy with something, right, Jess will tell me, hey, Kenny, I'm currently having something on. Maybe I can call you back later. So that's it. No one will actually, when you call them, right? Okay, maybe one in a million, they will reply you in a very harsh way. But most of the time, right, people will just tell you in normal tone, hey, they are busy. So when we call someone and someone tell us that he or she is busy, right? So what I usually will do is I will ask them, so what is the best time for me to call you? Don't just people say busy, then okay, I'll call you back later. But when? So ask them, let them to give us the best time, and then we call them back during the given time. So that in that case, right, we won't miss the second chance again.
Yeah, that's the good way, because I think kanchang, a lot of times when I call already, then the person say I'm busy. That is a too kanchang already. Forget to ask. Forget
So
to ask
always
what's next.
need to remind ourselves. We always need to remind ourselves.
True. So that's why I believe that's right. We need to remind ourselves nothing to be nervous about. I mean, worst case also, if the person is just busy, then you just schedule another time to call. So in fact, there's nothing to kanchong or there's nothing to nervous about. So always remind ourselves and keep the positive vibes lah. Because a lot of people always scared this and scared that. That is the mindset problem. I think mindset and personality is very important. Try to be more positive. Then only you will attract positive things to happen. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I see. Okay. So Chris, I hope that we're able to answer your question just now. And there's Ellie here. Oh, Ellie asked, "Will okay sounds rude?" Because just now you remember you said whenever we receive the greetings from the persons we know, we just reply okay or something. So will okay sounds rude?
Not really. Not really. Okay, let's say compare. Let's make a comparison. We replying okay compared to we reply nothing. Which is more rude?
Read and no reply.
Yeah. That is not only rude, only that it shows that we are not polite. I mean, in a way, no manners lah. In a way, being no manners. So sometimes, right, replying okay is to let the other person knows that hey, we read their message already. We acknowledge his or her message. Okay, but of course, to this, right, I usually refer to people that we are close with, our family, our good buddy, our maybe our good friends. Okay, applies on this group of people. If you're talking about work related or business communication, don't just okay lah. Don't just use a short one okay, because by using that, when we say okay, right, it can be interpreted wrongly also. Try to put the full sentence lah. Okay, maybe say, okay, I'll see you at 3. Or maybe, okay, I'll come back at 5. Something like that. Don't just say, okay.
Yep.
Okay, and especially someone, this is another common scenario that I always see lah. When people ask you question, like for example, I text you, or maybe I text Jess. Hey, Jess, are you okay? A lot of people, you know what to do? They will show back emoji thumbs up. Or like, Tai Lo, I'm asking you, are you okay or not? Why you send me back emoji? Why you send me back emoji? What does it mean?
Shows that I'm okay.
Yes, this is for normal interpretation, right? But what if people interpret it wrongly? So always remember, when we use emoji, when we use speaker, there's always a risk that people will interpret it wrongly, or people unable to interpret it. So the best way to deliver clear message is to type the full sentence.
Okay.
All right. So I hope this information helps.
All right. So Ellie, we hope that these replies from Kenny would help you to clarify your questions. I think by answering just okay, if you are afraid it might sound rude, right, you might elaborate a little bit more so that people will know that you understand that situation as well. All right. So, okay, we comes to the last questions for this episode. I feel that this is a quite interesting thing, which are, what are the main do's and don'ts we need to know when we are texting? So, Kenny, I believe that you have been meeting a lot of people in your life, right? So there must be some of the experiences that is unforgettable for you, that maybe you can share with us. What are the things that you come across, right? People, when they do some texting, it's a very improper way. Okay, so maybe you can share with us if you have any real experiences about this to share, and what are the things that we should aware of when we are texting.
Okay. You see, my name is Kenny, but sometimes I receive message that they address me as Calvin. Okay, or even Kenny also. I mean, it's like Kenny, but somehow there are still people manage to do it Keny. or
Okay.
they call KEN or KNT. You see, people might think that, hey, because your name is Kenny ma, so if I call you Ken, right? Hey, very common ma. It sounds so similar, right? But I tell you, this is a big taboo. Never ever spell people names wrongly.
Okay. So what if the person really accidentally spelled the name wrongly? So is there any things to fix it?
Okay, like for example, in Cantonese lah, in Cantonese there's one word
Oh,
覆水難收係咪? It's like you already send the message already. Okay, one thing in WhatsApp communication, yes, we know there is a function called recall, right? It's called recall or delete.
delete.
Delete, right?
Delete.
So when we delete the message, people will actually they won't able to read the message again, right? Like, okay, for example, if I mistakenly spell the person's name wrongly, don't ever delete. Don't delete. If you send it wrongly already, maybe you say hi, hi so and so, but you after that you realize, hey, you spell the name wrongly, right? Immediately you said hi, you in the following message, you can send him an apologize message. You say,
Yeah.
my apology, Mr. So and so, I spell your name wrongly in the previous message. Do not delete the previous message, because just imagine, like today you are having a conversation, you're having a chit chat with your friend, but before you manage to read the message, your friend deleted the message that he or she sent you earlier. So what we see is when we look at our WhatsApp, right? What we appear is deleted message, deleted message, deleted message. How would you feel? How would you feel when you saw so many deleted message?
The feeling is not really well, because we have a lot of doubts. Okay, we are like, what are you trying to say just now? There are a lot of doubts in our mind when we see there are so many deleted messages. So
Yes.
that feeling is really unpleasant. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why if we realize that we spell the other person names wrongly, right? We don't delete. We send a sorry message and tell him, hey, we are sorry because I spell your name wrongly.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
So these are the things that you can do. And then, of course, another thing, right, in text communication, especially in English, because in English, right, we have capital letters. In Chinese, we don't have capital letters. Okay. Don't misuse capital letters. If you write a message, if you draft a message, okay, and you send to another person, the whole sentence is capital letter. How if you are the one who receive the message, how would you feel?
Oh man, I would feel like, what's wrong with you? Why are you using capital letters?
Exactly. So people might interpret it like, hey, is this fella mad at me? Why he used capital letter throughout the whole messages? All right.
Yeah.
So use it wisely. And then the third thing is reduce the use of there's one punctuation is what called exclamation mark, right?
Yeah, exclamation mark. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people when they draft a message, right? Every sentence they end it with exclamation mark.
Why?
I have no idea. Because you see, the purpose of exclamation mark, right? It means that this message is important, or we are like shouting. The punctuation mark actually shows shouting. So imagine in the daily conversation, suppose I supposed to put a full stop, but I don't use full stop. Okay, I use exclamation mark. How would you feel? It's like, am I shouting on you? I mean, it's like people will feel like that, and some people even is like they don't only put one, they put multiple exclamation mark. I was like, Miss, what happened, man?
Is that very urgent?
Is it? Yeah, is it very urgent? If urgent, call lah, Tylo. If really urgent, just call. Don't text. Okay. And then another thing. Okay. I'll just one thing that don't send message during midnight. Okay, I'm not sure about you, but sometimes, right? Because I usually sometimes I sleep quite late. Like for example, 3 something, especially when I'm recording my podcast, right? Sometimes I don't even sleep the whole night. Okay, so just imagine like you are doing something and you receive a text message at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Would you feel weird?
If the person is my close friend, I would think it's okay. But if let's say it's clients or somebody that they're actually not so close with me, I would feel extremely weird, and I don't feel comfortable to answer. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, of course, for friends or relative, if we receive a call or text message at midnight,
Yeah.
right? Of course, usually we would, hey, it's like, is it something happen? Okay, and if work related or the person that we text is not so close with us, right? Please do not send during midnight, especially in WhatsApp group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in WhatsApp group, because I mean, if you are sending to one person, only one person receiving it. But if you send it in WhatsApp group, like the group might have 255 person, excluding you, because the maximum capacity for WhatsApp group is 256.
Yeah.
All right. So it means when you send one message out, 255 people they will receive the message. Imagine the people who are sleeping already, because some people when they sleep they don't
Yeah.
switch off their phone, or they don't silent off their phone. They receive notification lah. Oh, I tell you, definitely make the fella mad one. It's like
Yeah.
It's like midnight send the message for what? Okay.
That's fine. Oh, there is one comment here from Navin. He asked, "Is using voice messages through WhatsApp to someone more professional? Is that fine?"
Okay. Maybe I can do a survey with the audience. But maybe I can do a survey with the audience. All right, guys. If given a chance, right, would you prefer to receive your message in text or voice message? If you prefer text message, please put 1. If you prefer voice message, please put 2.
All right. So again, if you prefer text message, please put 1. If you prefer voice message, please put 2. So let's see what's the comment here.
Yep.
Okay. Can I vote?
Sure.
I would say 1.
1, text message, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's responding
Okay, seems
already.
like everyone's saying 1. Yeah. Replying here 1.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, we
see
have
that?
1.
2.
Okay. Okay, 2. Okay. For those who answer 2, okay, my next question is, what if the message that you receive, okay, each message, voice message is 1 minute and above, and they don't just send you one message, they send in like maybe 5 to 6 message every single time. Are you okay with that? For those who reply 2, okay, my further question is, what if you receive voice message, and each message, right, is 1 minute and above, and like they don't just send one messages, 5, 6 messages. Are you okay with that? If you're okay with that, please let me know.
All right. So Thomas and Sida, are you okay with what Kenny just said? If let's
Sida,
say
no.
no, you say no. Yeah.
All right. So if you wanted to use voice message, right, always remember this. If the person that we're going to text is a total stranger that we never communicate with them before, don't use text. No, sorry, don't use voice. Sorry, don't use voice. So we can just start it with short conversation first. Okay. And unless it is a very long message, so
Yeah.
if you wanted to send long voice message to the other person, usually what I'll do is I will just use text message and ask the other person, say, can I explain to you in voice message, because to type is very difficult for me to explain. We get the consent from the other person first. After the person say okay, then only we start to send the voice message. Okay, so coming back to Navin's questions, if you wanted to make it more professional, before COVID, okay, let's just arrange an appointment. Just meet them face to face. Okay, if you really, but now during pandemic, we cannot meet people, everyone need to work from home. Very simple. You use text message. You ask them, you ask the person, hey, can I set an appointment with you, Zoom appointment? Face-to-face communication, so that the people can see us, can hear us. That can make the whole conversation looks more professional. For voice message,
You got your voice message.
yeah, okay. Okay. For voice message, right? Usually, I would suggest lah only try to use it on people that we close with.
Yeah.
We really close with. We know their character. We know their pattern. We know their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I think Steven actually mentioned a point which is very interesting. Voice message equivalent to lazy to type.
Yeah.
In a way, yes. In a way, yes. But again, we need to think from another angle. Today, if this conversation is work related, okay, we wanted to earn people's money, but then we lazy to type. Does it make sense?
Nope.
Yep. Exactly. So if you wanted to we wanted to convince people to pay us, right? At least put some effort to draft a bit lah, dialogue. If you
Yeah.
really maybe I can give some suggestion to Steven. If you really find that type is really time consuming, you just set a Zoom appointment with the person. Okay. Nowadays the free Zoom, right, allow us to use up to 45 minutes. If you really think 45 minutes is not enough, right, use Google Meet. Or you can just apply a StreamYard, right? Just two of you inside. You can use it also. No time limitation. Okay. So to me, it's like, yes, I mean, using voice message is more convenient, but it doesn't look professional when it comes to work.
Yep, exactly. I personally do not prefer voice messages as well. The reason why is because I find it very hard to trace back the messages, especially when the message is really important things. I mean, how many times you expect me to play back the audio? So this is really annoying, okay? I mean, I receive tons of messages per day. I mean, how many times I need to play back to listen the main points? But with text messages, right, no matter how many days later on, I still can trace back the messages I want. But audio, I can't do so. So I strongly suggest people out there, right, try not to use voice message unless in some emergency cases or you're lazy or maybe when you're driving or something, then yeah, maybe you can use the voice messages. Otherwise, for majority of times, especially work related things, try to use text. Yep. That is a very important thing. And that is also why we conduct the live show today about how to text effectively. That is really, really important. Okay.
So if you really wanted to use voice message for work-related communication, right, always get consent from the other party first. Once they say okay, then only we use voice message. And please don't bombard them with 3 to 5 voice message at the same time. Try to control your voice message in maybe less than 1 minute if possible. Okay. I mean, it's because when people sometimes for me, if I look at voice message, okay, for example, just now I went jogging. When I take a break, I look at my my WhatsApp. There's one fella text me 10 voice messages. 10 voice messages. The shortest one, 1 minute 30 seconds. But thankfully, WhatsApp knows our difficulty so they design a function to speed up You can speed up. So I just finish up
Wow. Okay. I totally understand your feeling, because for me it's like if the voice message is more than 30 seconds, right, I already feel a little bit impatient. I honestly prefer text compared to voice messages. I mean, if you want to voice message me, right, just call me up. I prefer talk directly. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, that's more effectively, and there's more. The experience is even pleasant. It's a more pleasant one, right? Okay, Manyan say this is a good functions of WhatsApp. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, okay. So, guys, if you have any questions right now, right, just feel free to text us in the comment section box below about how to communicate better in text. Otherwise, we are going to wrap this up soon because time flies. It's already close to an hour. We've been chatting close to an hour already. Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, yes, I hope this episode is going to be very beneficial ones for all of you guys, and I hope you all can be inspired a little bit from the conversation and from the discussions just now, me and Kenny. So I hope it can help you to sharpen your communication skills a little bit, especially in texting. So feel free to share our live to your friends if you think this video, if you think these live shows can benefit to them, right? Okay. So that's all about this episode today. So thanks, Kenny. Thank you so much for your time. And I enjoy this very much, and I hope audience of us enjoy this as well. So I will see you guys coming soon next Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So please stay tuned for more information from Job Majestic. We will have more talk shows coming up. All right, thank you so much, guys. Good night. See you all. Thanks, Kenny.
Bye
Thank you so much.
bye. Don't use voice message, huh? Reduce on that, huh?
All right, see you guys. Good night. Bye.